top 10 most expensive cars in the world. When it comes to the world's most expensive cars, the prices just seem to climb higher and higher. It may be hard to believe that there are cars in this world that cost more than a small island, but they exist. Not only do they demand exorbitant amounts of money to purchase, but many of these vehicles sell out before they debut to the public. The mega wealthy people of the world are just so willing to pay ridiculous prices for exclusive, high power, and super luxurious cars, so automakers keep charging more and more, and yet people are still lining up to buy them. It's actually a tricky task to determine the top 10 most expensive cars in the world, mainly because the automakers tend to keep the prices of these cars private and reserved to potential customers only. In other words, we can't get a straight answer from some of these companies because we clearly don't have the means to purchase one. So keep in mind that some of these prices are estimated, but it doesn't really matter considering you'll run across these cars on auction sites and prestigious dealerships asking for even more. 10. Koenigsegg Regera, $1.9 million. A limited production plug-in hybrid exotic, the Koenigsegg Regera was originally unveiled at the 2015 Geneva Motor Show and costs approximately $1.9 million. The Regera is limited to just 80 units and recently, the Swedish automaker admitted it has a 4-year waitlist for its cars. The Lamborghini Centenario also gets an honorable mention at the spot, starting from $1.9 million after making its debut at the 2016 Geneva Motor Show. Limited to 40 units, the Centenario was sold out prior to its unveiling. 9. Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta, $2.1 million. Although the Ferrari LaFerrari Coupe debuted at the 2013 Geneva Motor Show, the Aperta convertible variant didn't arrive until the 2016 Paris Motor Show. And, like other cars on the market, the convertible LaFerrari demands a nice premium over the standard coupe, but it's hard to determine official pricing. On the higher end of the spectrum, Autocar reports a private broker claimed to be able to source a brand new unit for $3.9 million, €3.5 million, but Bloomberg reports the LaFerrari Aperta actually costs $2.1 million. Realistically, its cost doesn't matter because it was sold out before it even debuted. 8. Pagani Huayra Roadster, $2.4 million. It's quite possibly the most attractive convertible ever created, and what makes the Pagani Huayra Roadster even more impressive is that it weighs less than its coupe counterpart. This is extremely rare when it comes to convertibles, as they tend to weigh more than their coupe versions. Pagani says the Huayra Roadster weighs 2,822 pounds, making it about 176 pounds lighter, while the AMG-sourced V12 twin-turbo engine still provides 764 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. It goes for a cool $2.4 million. 7. Pagani Huayra BC, $2.5 million. If you love the Pagani Huayra but don't want a roadster, take a closer look at the Huayra BC. Priced from approximately $2.5 million. The hardcore Huayra features an AMG-sourced twin-turbo V12 engine with 750 horsepower, but it has been paired to a 7-speed automated manual transmission engineered and built by Track. Weight savings was key to the Huayra BC's development, weighing in at 2,685 pounds, 1,218 kilograms. 6. Icona Vulcano Titanium, $2.8 million. It's one of the more obscure supercars on the list, but the Icona Vulcano Titanium is an impressive machine, at least on paper. Powering it is a supercharged V8 engine capable of taking the car to 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, from a standstill in 2.8 seconds thanks to its 680 horsepower and 605 pounds-to-foot of torque. Icona, however, says the Vulcano can be tuned to more than 1,000 horsepower if the owner wants it. The catch? There's only one in existence, and it's likely another version of the titanium car won't be built again, as Icona says the process required more than 10,000 hours of handcrafted work. That's approximately $280 an hour if you're wondering. 5. Bugatti Chiron, $3 million. Bugatti followed up its insane Veyron supercar with something even crazier called the Chiron. Pricing starts at around $2.7 million based on today's exchange rates, and for that, you get what the French automaker calls the world's most powerful, fastest, most luxurious and most exclusive production super sports car. Powering the Chiron is a massive 8.0-liter W16 engine firing off 1,479 horsepower and 1,180 pounds-to-foot of torque. 4. Aston Martin Valkyrie, $3.2 million. Although Aston Martin itself hasn't officially announced pricing for its Valkyrie hypercar, partner Red Bull reports it has a price tag of around $3.2 million. The British automaker plans on building 150 units and they're all spoken for, and deliveries should begin in 2019. There's also 25 additional track-only versions planned, and we can't even imagine how much those will cost. 3. Lighten Hypersport, $3.4 million. There was a time when Fast and Furious movies featured Toyota Supras, Mitsubishi Eclipses, and other 10-second cars. These days, the cast is flying out of towering buildings in a Lighten Hypersport that costs $3.4 million. Produced by W Motors based in the UAE, the Lighten Hypersport is powered by a 3.7-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine with 780 horsepower and 708 pounds-to-foot of torque. Oh yeah, there's one in the Abu Dhabi police force. 2. McLaren P1LM, $3.6 million. Technically speaking, the McLaren P1LM isn't a production car, and that's because it doesn't come straight from McLaren. But it's way too awesome to not add to the list. It's basically a street-legal version of the track-only McLaren P1 GTR. The conversion is done by British firm Lansant, which created the F1 LMs. Not only does it boast 986 horsepower, but the P1 LM is actually 132 pounds, 60 kilograms, lighter than the P1 GTR. It's rare and it's expensive, with reported pricing all over the place, averaging out at about $3.6 million. 1. Lamborghini Veneno Roadster, $4.5 million. Lamborghini stole the show in Geneva in 2013, surprising everyone with the debut of the wild and crazy Lamborghini Veneno. The Italian automaker followed it up with the Veneno Roadster, asking $4.5 million for each of the 9 units produced, making it the world's most expensive car. Really, the Veneno Coupe should also be on the list since it sold for around $3.9 million new, but only 3 units were made. The problem with the Veneno Coupe, and even the Veneno Roadster, is that they've been fetching a whole lot more on the market, with one going for $11 million.